Greeting Earthlings, welcome to Weird Little Aliens YouTube channel. I'm gonna have to change it to that because I don't know. I like being called Weird Little Alien. I don't know. I want to be an alien. Why can't they abduct me? Like, what the fuck? I'm calling to you, man. Now, let me take a sip of my coffee because I'm gonna spill some tea somewhat. Why can't it be spill the coffee? Why is it tea? Isn't that interesting? Why is it tea? Spill the tea. Like, it's just interesting. Why can't it be spill the coffee? Spill the beer, you know? But tea sounds better, I understand. So, welcome to my YouTube channel. Like I said, if you are familiar with my YouTube channel, then you know that I have been posting a lot of Riverdale related stuff. And that is because the 100 is on break. Like, Season 5 does not start till April 24th. And we really haven't gotten a ton of things before the premiere of Season 5. Like, we haven't really got anything monumental. We've gotten some pictures with... I'm going to try and include them in this video. I don't know how to edit videos, but I'm going to try my best because I really want to fully show you these videos. I mean, pictures, you've already seen them, I'm sure. But it's like Bellamy with the gun, it's Clark with the gun, and then you have Maddie. And just the look of Bellamy all rugged is just like, ah! Like, I don't know. It was just A+ content I wanted to see. Um, but yeah, so let's get into this. So the first season premiered March 19, 2014. Now, I've been with it since the beginning, and I'm sure a lot of you have. Now, I love Bellarke so fucking much. Just like Barchi, I love them, you know, but Bellarke was in my heart first. Um, and in season one, they weren't exactly on great terms, you know, which I think drew people in a lot more because they had this kind of, you know, he was like the tough, intimidating person, you know, to others, but to her, he was just like this guy, like, bitch, like, I ain't afraid of you, like, come on, what are you gonna do, you know? And so, season one, you know, we kind of seen them. They hated each other really, like really disliked each other. Then they needed help. They needed to help each other. Then they grew to respect each other. Then they grew to like each other and have this great friendship that, I mean, compared to any of the other friendships on the show, is nothing. Because, I mean, the Monty and Jasper, rest in peace, Jasper, that friendship was great. But the way Bellamy and Clark went from basically hating each other to respecting to being like the best of friends to feeling something even more. Because whether Jason wants to keep teasing us and keep being like pulling the strings basically, you know what, it tells you something when even some of the cast members don't like the writer of the show, you know? That tells you something that he kind of sucks, and he does. Because he's constantly back and forth with Bellarke, and it's like, dude, just shut up. Like, if you're not gonna... Like, I don't understand. He'll say one thing and then say another that contradicts the first thing he said, and it's like, just maybe not talk at all, you know? Let the cast promote the show because you suck at it. No offense, but you do. Yeah, he gives us some pictures, you know, Bellamy and the new season, Clark, Maddie, but, you know, he hasn't really given us any concrete things and evidence, I guess you could say. We haven't got the trailer still. I mean, what the fuck? Like, if it's coming out April 24th, clearly you have the trailer, but whatevs. I'm not personally a fan of Jason. Sometimes when he says something, I'm like, oh, finally, Jason, like, you're saying what's right, but then he goes and says something stupid that contradicts what he said, and I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with this guy. Like, seriously, don't get me wrong, he has a great show. This show is fucking fantastic. And it is based on books. But it is different from the books. And it's a great show. I love the show itself. Bellarke, like Archie and Betty, is an added bonus, you know? And so I love Bellarke. And I've been there since the beginning. You know, I've watched their relationship grow, you know, to see where they started in season one and to see where they are at the end of season four is such a great journey to see. Like, just all the things they went through and everything that's been said and done between them has just been beautiful and amazing, and you can't just write it off as they just care about each other and that's it. You know, there's more to it. You know, uh, Clark even said to Bellamy, I can't lose you too. I mean, Bellamy was going to admit his feelings to Clark before she stopped him, and then Clark was possibly going to admit her feelings to Bellamy, but instead she just said be safe because she doesn't want him to die. Whether Jason wants to acknowledge it or not, or whether people want to believe it, Bellamy and Clark are like the same person. I'm not saying that they don't have their own separate identities and own separate lives, but Bellamy and Clark are like two pieces of there's like two pieces, two halves of a whole, basically. And when put together, they fit perfectly and everything aligns. And with Bellamy and Clark, anytime they're together, it's just amazing. Like, I can't really explain it. They just perfectly fit each other, and they're such great leaders together and apart. And, you know, Clark has changed Bellamy in good ways, and Bellamy has changed Clark in good ways, you know, and they've been through a lot. They've dealt with a lot, you know. I mean, I'll never forget when Bellamy says to Clark, you left me, and her face was just shocked because she didn't think he'd be hurt by her leaving, and it just goes to show you the deep connection. And also, she wouldn't shoot him, even though it could kill everyone if she didn't shoot him, which again shows you she can't live without him and he can't live without her. That's just the truth of it all. Now, so Bellamy and Clark, yeah, so I love them. Um, I can't wait to see what season 5 holds. Like, I am so excited because, as we know, Bellamy's been up in space for 6 years now because he thinks Clark's dead, which I can't even imagine what it's going to be like when he sees her alive. But then we have that huge ship that came down, and it's like, is it Bellamy or is it something else? Because now what's going on? Because how many more people are going to pop up out of nowhere? Just saying. But not that I hate on it. I love Riverdale. I mean, I love the 100. Like, come on. Honestly, I don't have a complaint except for Jason. And I think a lot of us can agree with that. But then we have Clark, who was on the ground, who shouldn't have survived, but did, thank God. And she found this girl, Maddie, who she's taking care of. And we're possibly going to see Clark and Bellamy protecting this young girl together, you know? Like, it's their child and stuff. And it's not going to end the way Charlotte's whole thing ended. If we remember her, she killed, oh my god, what's his name? Uh, Jaha's, Jaha? Thelonious? Thelonious' son. Wow, it's been so long I can't remember his name, I'm so sorry. It's on the tip of my head, but I cannot remember it. But as we remember, she killed him. So that was, yeah, not the best way for Bellamy or Clark or anyone trying to help her or protect her, you know, because she killed that guy, and that was so sad. Like, oh, I felt so bad for him. Like, he didn't deserve it. I mean, his dad did this, not him. Like, damn. But you know what they say, if you can't get to the person you want to kill, get to the person closest to the person you want to kill, and that's his son. And look what happened after that, you know? Thelonious kind of lost his mind for a little bit and stuff. But now he's getting back to normal, and I'm starting to like him again. Because there were certain times where I was like, no, 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 get out of here. No, no, no. But, yeah, still love Isaiah because he's amazing. Like, I will never forget when he said he had been watching my videos when I first started making these videos about 100, and I was just like, oh my god. I watched him on Grey's Anatomy, and I am just like freaking the fuck out. Like, I was like showing my whole family because it was just like a mind blowing. I honestly didn't expect that at all because, you know, I just don't expect anybody from these shows to see these videos or even care, or, you know, I'm just, you know, expressing my opinions and saying what I want to say. But season 5, I think it's definitely going to be a lot crazier. I think it definitely is going to be a lot crazier and darker and dirtier, and I just feel like it's gonna be really epic. Now, every season has been epic, but I think season 5 is a new high, and I truly hope that we finally get Bellamy and Clark together without Bellamy and Clark together without being separated. Because, okay, I'm not super upset that they're always separated, because sometimes it's for a short period of time, other times it's for a while. But it's like you can't separate them every season. It's just getting old. And by now, it's like it makes no sense. Like, why would you separate them again now? Like, you just can't do it. It's different if, oh, Bellamy's gonna go on this, this, I don't even know what you would say. Bellamy's gonna go help get the wood or whatever, and Clark's gonna go with this group and help get some food. That kind of thing's normal. But having them separated is just, to this point now, going into the 5th season, I think that should be done with. I think that's the end. I mean, they were already separated for 6 years. And I mean, we don't know if Bellamy is with Echo, but I'm not really gonna be surprised if he is, because it is understandable that, I mean, he thinks Clark's dead for one, so even though he's guilty about that, and I'm sure she's been on his mind those whole 6 years, he still thinks she's dead. So it is natural for a guy who has needs to seek companionship, especially when he's dealing with the guilt of Clark. And now we already have Murphy with Amori, and we already have Monty with Harper, and we already have then Raven and Echo and Bellamy. And as we know, Bellamy and Raven have a friendship now. Before then, they had a just casual hookup just to kind of release tension, which, hey, understandable. But now they're just good friends, so I couldn't see them dating. Like, that would just be weird. But I could see him and Echo, in those 6 years forming a bond and forming something even deeper than a bond. I mean, even though she's done all this wrong, I think Bellamy is thinking, well, you know what? Everything that's been done in the past is the past. This is our new lives. We're up in space. We have to deal with what's going on now. Forget the past, live in the present, and worry about the future. I kind of feel like maybe that's what he's thinking. He's not going to keep harping on what she did in the past. I think he's kind of warmed up to her. But do I want them together? Hell fucking no. Now, if they are together, then I actually am pretty okay with it, because just because they're together doesn't mean shit. Because when he sees Clark, it's going to be obvious to everyone that he loves Clark. It's just going to be so obvious, because if well, first off, we better have a fucking epic Clark and Bellamy reunion. Maybe like he comes out of the ship and stuff, and then Clark comes around and he just sees her. Oh my god, I just couldn't even imagine. Like, can you imagine when they first see each other after 6 years, and then he gets to hear every radio thing, everything she said on the radio for those 6 years to just him. Like, do you understand what that, like, means? Like, that is such a big thing. 6 years she just continued to talk to no one. Well, talk to Bellamy, but knew he couldn't answer, or, yeah, couldn't answer, basically. But she continued on for 6 years talking to Bellamy on this radio, hoping he would hear her. Like, that is love, guys. That is love. Like, I'm sorry, it is. And I just can't even imagine seeing his face when he hears that, and the guilt, and I left her there, like she's alive. And, I mean, the whole thing about if he is dating Echo, it's going to be interesting to see Echo, see Bellamy and Clark really interact, especially now after being apart for 6 years. It's going to be a lot more, like, emotional and dramatic and epic, and I am super excited. Like, I can't wait. I just really hope that season 5 is finally Bellarke's year. Like, we have been patient, we have been pulled and pushed in every direction. We have been told one thing, told another thing, we have been torn down, we have been just shitted on completely. And it's like we still stand by Bellarke and the 100 because we love it and we hope for the best. Like, I do, like I'm sure we all do, we always hope for the best in TV shows, and sometimes they let us down, and other times they don't. But with the 100, they've done so good that I just don't see them letting us down, especially now that Bellamy and Clark Bellarke has become so big. It was big over the last few seasons, like season 4, but now, going into season 5, it's even bigger. I mean, magazines and websites are writing about them. They need to get together already. When are they going to get together? Bellamy and Clark are gold, you know. So like a lot of people are like ready for them to get together and are like on them and like come on, like we're waiting for Bellarke, you know, waiting for the ship to sail. What's going on here? And I understand it takes time, you know, slow, but I mean, going on 5 years is a pretty long time. But I want to believe that season 5 is going to be Bellarke's year. I want to believe that with my whole heart. I really do. I don't want to think negative because then that will just make me sad. I want to keep positive about the whole thing and pray that this is our year. I'm not saying they have to have sex or start dating right away, but I want more quality Bellamy and Clark scenes. I don't want them separated. I want possibly for them to at least admit their feelings for each other and maybe kiss, you know? I feel like a kiss would be a great thing for season 5. Like, I feel like in season 5 would be the perfect time to have them talk about their feelings or at least kiss. Because, I mean, it's so obvious they love each other romantically and not just as friends. And the 6 years being apart is going to be a very emotional thing for both of them. And so I'm keeping positive that season 5 is Bellarke's year, even though I say that like every year. I truly believe like season 5 is their year. I mean, if it's not, I'm going to be extremely disappointed. You know, I'm not trying to say I want them to rush it, but it has been almost 5 years. We're going into the 5th season, and so far we've just gotten a bunch of hugs, which have been great. We've gotten emotional scenes, hugs, but I think the next step is them admitting their feelings and possibly sharing a kiss, or possibly just sharing a kiss, and then admitting their feelings, or just sharing a kiss, and that be the end of it. So that's what I wanted to talk about Riverdale. Riverdale. God, I'm so used to talking about Riverdale. It's in my head. That's what I want to say about the 100 and Bellarke because I just want you guys to know, keep out